So my deal of the month is the Pentax K50. For those of you who are maybe getting new into photography and want something, a traditional SLR, I definitely recommend this camera here. This has a lot of bonuses that the pro cameras have at probably about 1/3 the price. It's a 16 megapixel camera. I know some of you are like, whoa, I want 24 and such and everything and all that. It's 16 is great. You can actually do some fairly large images printed 16 megapixels. You can do poster size, and I've done poster size pictures and they come out great. This camera is all weather sealed. The lens is weather sealed, the body's weather sealed, and what that means is if it's raining out or dusty or you're on the beach, it's windy and dust blowing up and everything and all that, it's pretty much going to work fine through everything like that. You can take it down and shoot waterfalls. You can almost take this in the shower and take pictures, and the camera's still going to work. It's not for underwater use. You probably need a casing for that, but it is proof for that. If you look at the lens here, there's a little red seal around the lens, and that provides some of the sealing for the camera. Let's see if I can get this back on here. The other thing about this camera is it has built-in in-body stabilization. What does that mean? You buy other SLRs and usually they have the stabilization in the lens. They have a little switch that you turn on, and so when you're taking a picture and you're shaking a little bit, the motor in the lens will actually compensate, and it'll make the shot a lot better, look a lot more crisp. You won't have that shaking in there. This is built into the body. So what that does is that not only makes lenses for Pentax a lot more inexpensive, but if you get third-party lenses, or if you use old Pentax lenses, you can put it on the camera, old manual lenses, and you still got the bonus of that in-body stabilization because the camera's doing the work, not the lens. The other thing is it has, of course, most of them have built-in flash. It also has a really nice screen on the back there. It's not an articulating screen, so it doesn't move or anything like that, but you got your information. You can also, there's a button here, it'll turn it into live view, so you can view what your shot is before you take your shot, which is handy for a lot of people, and for if you want to look at your pictures after you've taken a shot. Like a lot of the pro cameras, it has two dials on it. It has a dial right here. Like right now I have it in aperture mode, so this dial controls the aperture, or actually if I was in manual mode this would do the aperture. And it has a little dial on the front here it could use to adjust the speed. On the back it's got your typical buttons for ISO and to adjust, to put on a timer, and white balance and such and everything in that. Anyways, to make a long story short, this camera is on sale. I think the cheapest I've seen it is at the camera store in Calgary, and they ship for like 10 bucks across Canada. This is thecamerastore.com. This isn't a plug for them, but they're great. I picked this one up. It was $460, and there was a $40 instant rebate, which they didn't have advertised on their website, and it came with a memory card here, a 4 gig memory card. You know, it wasn't big, but it's an i5 memory card. So what this does is you put an application on your iPhone or your iPad or your Android, and this camera with this memory card can send those images wirelessly to your mobile device, which is pretty cool. So I was pretty impressed about that. So for $400, you're into a great SLR that's weatherproof, in-body stabilization, pentaprism instead of mirrors, and that's look that one up because that'll take a while to explain. But it's almost a pro camera for the price of an entry level. It is a heavy camera. It's not as light as the Nikons or the Canons. Pentax is not as famous as the Canons or Nikons, and won't have a huge selection of lenses, but it has enough lenses to do what I need to do or what anyone else needs to do, I'm sure. And some of the lenses are a lot cheaper, like I said, because of the in-body camera stabilization. And plus the Underdog. They've been around for a long time. It's pretty much been the Nikon Canon show, and now with Sony in there with their mirrorless and Olympus coming back. But don't overlook this. Like I said, for $400 you can get yourself a great camera to get started with. And if you like going hiking and all weather and such and everything like that, this is the camera for you. Okay, thanks. Until next time, adios.